Yeah, this one is interesting because we've seen this happen before, right? And
Hmm.
I'll give you three guesses as to which team we've seen this situation affect this season. Three guesses.
So first off, what we're seeing here is you're going to see the Seattle defender right here just get into it with Stefan Diggs and see if it shows the smack.
Yeah, we do want to see that.
There it
Boom.
is.
Closed fist, too, huh?
So I thought it was closed fist, but I think there's an alternate angle that actually does show that it's kind of more of like this, which was more open fist, weirdly
Oh,
enough.
and what's crazy is the ref is getting made contact with.
Yeah. So we see Diggs grab the face mask. We see a retaliation. We see a hit somewhere, and the ref is all right there.
All right, so clearly a pretty big scuffle. But I think the key thing here is no flags were thrown on this punches thrown scuffle, essentially, right?
Yeah.
And whether open fist or closed fist, that is important for ejections. We've discussed that this year. But
Hmm.
throwing anything is typically at least a flag, right?
But yeah, and it's one thing if it's like so far away and the ref just kind of missed it. The ref's right there.
Yeah.
I don't know
This
how
one
you don't
confounds me.
see even the ref is even in the middle trying to break up the face mask. Now you can argue whether Diggs is justified or not, but there still should be a flag thrown on someone there.
Right, because you can't
Nothing.
throw. Yeah, it's not like it's just hand fighting or pushing and shoving. When you get
Hmm.
thrown punches, you get thrown flags. It's a pretty standard rule. And so, what I was alluding to earlier is because there was no flags thrown, they can't issue any flags after the fact. They can't issue any ejections on replay. Nothing. The New York can't step in and say Stephon Diggs should be ejected, or Jackson Jobe here, the corner here, or Boye Mafe should be ejected for their role in this scuffle because there was no flag thrown. New York can't step in. Is that
Correct.
correct?
Correct. And we actually saw this with DK Metcalf earlier
Yes.
this year.
That's what I was
As
alluding to.
yes, they asked when DK Metcalf punched a fan, they asked the replay analysis person on the coverage there. They're like, could they have thrown a flag or could they have ejected him? And they very clearly stated they could have thrown a flag if they're watching the sideline, but because they didn't see it, New York cannot step in. They can take disciplinary action afterwards, but they cannot step in the game and say, hey, you have to throw a flag or you have to throw Metcalf out of there. Same thing here with Seattle, with both Seattle defenders and Diggs. They cannot create a flag or an ejection when there was not one thrown.
Sure. And they certainly did take action afterwards. And I'm sure these players will be fined by the NFL because they love to collect their money. Um,
Mm-hmm.
of course, DK Metcalf was suspended for 2 games for his altercation with a fan. This is probably
Mm-hmm.
not a suspendable offense because, like we saw, open hand, no suspension.
Correct. And even if it was closed fist, which is a wild thing that like I had never heard of the open fist versus closed fist concept until week 1 this year of this season, but nonetheless we have it now. I still don't think it's an ejectable or excuse me, I still don't think it's a suspendable offense.
Right. It just would have been ejectable in the game, but not suspendable after the fact.
Correct. Yes, I do believe that. If you want to rule that as closed fist, certainly ejectable. I don't think there's enough for it to be a suspension, personally. If it was like week 12, it's like, he's going to miss week 13, different story. It's another to say this is the last game of the year, and in 5 months he's going to miss a game for that.
Gotcha. And I tend to agree, right? I would have been upset if they suspended, the player for this.